This looks so creepy in the background. Alright guys, it's time we have a talk. While we have this talk, I'm going to be eating the salad that I made and drinking Dr. Pepper because this is literally my life. Dr. Pepper salads. Just kidding. I actually did drink a lot of water yesterday. And actually 2 days ago, I drank so much water I threw up. Like I was throwing up because I just drank so much water. So I'm treating myself. Alright, so we're going to talk about dating sites today, and I believe the correlation they have with your self-esteem and why dating sites can be the greatest thing but also the worst thing. So prior to making this, I didn't read anything, I didn't watch anything, I literally know nothing like factual, like no statistics about this topic. I'm just going to be speaking from experience. So I'm in a relationship now, but when I was single, of course I was on Tinder, I was on Bumble. I think that's it. I think those are the only two I ever used. And I met my first boyfriend off Tinder, and then actually like all my really good guy friends I met on Tinder, but like it literally only stayed like friendship, and now like they're like some of the coolest guys I've ever met. So there's definitely a lot of perks to having Tinder and Bumble, but it always depends on what you are seeking to get out of it. So in my opinion, if you like download Tinder and Bumble or Plenty of Fish, anything with the mindset that you're going to get a relationship out of it, you are going to fail. And I think I'm very qualified to talk about this because I've been doing relationship advice on YouTube for years and years and years, and that's how I reached 1,000 subscribers. That's how I got my channel monetized. That's how I built the platform for myself that I have, is for speaking from experience about relationship stuff. So it literally is always on your mindset. Like all the girls I know who have downloaded these apps in hopes to find a relationship, they've always ended up miserable. And I'm thinking about a certain person whose name I'm not going to say, but she's really close to me, and she's always been like that, to where she has this huge hole in her heart that she constantly tries to fill with boys, and she thinks she can only obtain these boys through the internet because for some reason they don't like her in person. But if they don't like you in person, the internet is only a divide. You still have to eventually get to the person, but the internet just prolongs that process. If you're a shitty person, if you maybe don't take care of yourself, if you're rude, if you like anything, if they don't like you in person, making an internet account is not going to make them like you. It just makes them wait longer to find out who you actually are. So if you go in it with the mindset, I'm going to find a relationship because I can't find one like in the world, you need to figure out why you're not finding one in the world. If it's because, like, if you're constantly surrounded by people and maybe you do have things like you do talk to guys, but for some reason it never works out, or you're constantly finding yourself ghosted from this guy because he left, then going on the internet isn't always going to be your cure. It's going to be, if you're constantly surrounded by guys and it's not working out and you have the, I guess, access to them and it's still not working out, that doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you're doing anything wrong, but it means you need to really look at yourself and see if you're doing anything to draw these people away. Which, that totally could not be the case. Maybe you just haven't found your person. Maybe your soulmate is supposed to be found on Tinder or Bumble or POF. Highly unlikely, but maybe. But however, I do think Tinder and Bumble are good if you are very secluded. Let's say if you go to like an all-girls school or an all-boys school, or you go to a really tiny school, or you just move to a new city. Like, it's good for some cases where you really want to like submerge yourself to this new environment. But if you're constantly finding that your in-person relationships aren't working out, it's not a good idea to turn to the internet to solve those problems, because maybe it's something about you. And I'm not blaming you. I'm literally not blaming you. And if you say that I'm blaming you, I'm going to lose my shit, because I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying maybe you need to really look deep in yourself. I will be completely honest and completely transparent. As soon as I got out of my really serious relationship in high school, I did put myself on Tinder and Bumble and everything, and I found that I was only using it to fill a void. Like, obviously, everybody does that. But I was repelling everybody because it was obvious that I was only using it as a means to, like, move on, and not actually because I'm interested in starting anything with anybody, hooking up, meeting, nothing. If you're constantly finding out nothing is working, I really do invite you to find yourself. And that is not a bad thing. Maybe you have to find yourself, and this video is the sign for you to do it. Maybe I am your sign, like go find yourself, because the way that I did it was completely getting off all those social media apps, like the dating apps and everything. And I really just focused on myself, my friends, work. I know that sounds so like cliche, but I really did just tune everything out and just grind and like secure my bag and like get my funds in order, working a lot, making a lot of money. I was hanging out with a lot of girls that I'm close with, like making new friends, taking up new hobbies. And that's how I found my boyfriend, because like I was at work, working, and I found my boyfriend that I have now. But I'm not saying if you like focus on yourself, you're gonna find your guy immediately, or your girl if you're a guy watching this. It's totally possible, but I really do believe it does come when you least expect it. And sometimes it does come when you look for it, but it's not always the best. Sometimes when you're looking for it, you receive something that's probably subpar, or not everything that you could have ever dreamed of. So you convince yourself that like, oh, this will do. Like you're settling, but you don't know that you're settling. You just think that you found someone and that it's not great, but you can make it great. I'm all down for improving relationships and doing what we can to make it better, but the truth is, especially right off the bat, if y'all don't hit it off, it might not work. Now, I know my best friend, her and her ex-boyfriend were together for like 3 years, and she told me that when they met, she thought he was annoying, she thought he was really not the cutest guy ever, she wasn't really attracted to him, but she decided to give him a chance, and they dated for 3 years. So there always is a chance to like make it work if you don't get that initial like spark. But most of the time, if you're settling for something, you're doing it because you think there's a chance for it to improve, but most likely it won't. So I really do think you should wait until you get swept off your feet. I feel like I'm talking to a friend right now. My boyfriend just left because he's going to watch golf, and he was like here eating with me. I haven't moved since he left. I've literally been sitting here. So he's watching golf, and I'm eating by myself. And I was like, I need someone new to talk to because my best friend's working today. And I got nothing to do. So social media. It's really hard to train your mind to not enter social media without expecting a relationship. Like you can't just say, okay, starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., I'm going to go on Tinder, but not in hopes of finding a relationship. Like it's so hard to reset your mind like that. But the way to do it is when you do use Tinder and do use Bumble, limit yourself. Maybe limit 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Don't take it too seriously. Don't like stay busy. If you like lay in bed all day and you're watching movies and Netflix, yes, it's going to be super easy to reply to all these people. And when you're doing that, when you're constantly in communication, you're going to start developing an attraction. And even from that, it can be hard to stop. Once you start talking to someone, it could be hard to stop. So it's really important you stay busy, go to the gym, stay active. That way you genuinely do forget to check Tinder. And that way you aren't building that dependency on an app to bring you some sort of entertainment. That is the most important thing. Don't depend on it for entertainment, because that's when you start settling, and that's when shit hits the fan. So really do find yourself, and once you decide that you want to maybe spice things up, see what's out there, I do recommend downloading these apps. I mean, they are fun. I've met really cool people off of them. I really do think it's great. It's a great thing to experience, especially in college, because it does let you meet new people, and I have met people through them, so my network expanded when I started meeting all these people. So it just literally depends on your mindset. If you go in there and say, I'm gonna find a relationship, I'm tired of being single, you most likely are gonna be let down. But if you go in there and you just want to hook up with people, you just want to have fun, you want to make friends, perfect, have fun. Always be safe. If y'all don't have mutual friends, I don't recommend going after it. If you don't have mutual friends, FaceTime before you meet, because I'm a big sucker on safety. Something I always say is you have to market yourself, and that goes for everything, not even just dating sites, but marketing yourself. If you want somebody to hire you, you can't ask them for a job. Don't say, please hire me. You need to tell them why they should hire you. What do you have to bring to the table? And I asked this really notorious filmmaker who works for, I believe, Warner Brothers. I messaged him a few months ago, and I said, give me advice. I need advice. And he literally just sent me this article that said, I think it was called How to Get Any Job You Want. It just talked about marketing yourself and really building a profile to where employers find you and then they want you. You don't want them, they want you. And in order to do that, you have to make yourself literally the best version of yourself that you can be. And ever since then, I've accomplished so much. I got an internship at Disney World. Only 15% of applicants get that. Those numbers haven't been released, but little birdie told me it's 15%. If that's wrong, or if I'm not supposed to be releasing that, sue me. I'm just kidding. Somebody posted it on the Disney page. 15% roughly. It changes every year. Really hard to get into the DCP, but I did it. That looks amazing on my resume. I got a job working for a very famous producer who I'm reading scripts now. I'm marketing. I designed the trophy for his film festival. I'm fundraising for a movie that's coming up featuring two very famous actors. Like, ever since I read that article, I have been doing everything I can to market myself and make myself wanted by these employers. And the same thing goes for dating sites. Why should people want you? Are you sad? Are you getting over somebody that broke your heart? If like the qualities that are standing out about you right now are like depressing ones, like I can't be alone because then I'll start crying, or my boyfriend broke up with me but I still see him all the time and it's really hard. Like, if you're carrying things on your shoulders that are like very obvious that they're there, those aren't gonna be marketable. Like, you can't carry around these negative qualities about yourself and expect good things to come to you. Like, you need to market yourself. Like, why should people want you? Why should people come to you? What's great about you? Like, whatever is great about you, highlight it, make it big. Like, I don't even know. And that's not even just like physically. Like, don't decorate your profile and say, I do this and this and this, and like, no, don't like brag. But I don't know, like, if you had a cool internship, post a picture of it. If you're talking to a guy, tell them something cool, but don't like lay it all out on the table at once. Don't be like, I did this and this and this and this. Like, no, feed him pieces of exciting information throughout the time you are talking. That way, he's always excited to talk to you, because it's always like, now what? I just genuinely have a lot of fun facts about myself. So my coworkers have this joke where every time I come into work, I end up saying something. I don't even think about it. I just like talk, and then my one friend always goes, oh, that's your story of the day, because like I always say something really, like, I'm not gonna say exciting. I guess it's exciting for them, but like just normal things about myself that people don't really like know. I don't know. So just be exciting. Constantly feed people information about you that is cool. Go out and do something. Market yourself. Brand yourself. Make yourself awesome, because I know that you're awesome. I know that you have incredible qualities about yourself. All you have to do is just define them. I realized from a very early start that I have a lot of talents that a lot of kids my age don't, or like in elementary school. In elementary school, I got a drawing published into a European Picasso showcase book. It's basically a book that all the countries in Europe, all the public schools send their most talented students' works to this company, and they filter it out, choose the best ones, and they get them from all the countries. So it's like they'll have some from Germany, some from France, some from Austria. I made it. I was in the 3rd grade. Like, I knew from a very early age that I had these talents. I love painting. I love drawing. I've been playing instruments all my life. And now that I'm reaching the age where I'm starting to look for jobs, I'm thinking, what can I do? Like, I wasn't just given these talents to keep myself busy when I was young. Like, I was obviously given them to do something. So now I'm doing everything I can to take those talents and make them work in my favor and make myself marketable. And that goes for you. Like, if you have something that you're really good at, don't let it just sit there. Like, do something with it. Like, if you're good at drawing, start up a business. Start an Etsy. Start selling canvases. Start maybe doing caricatures. Like, go to a local, like, I don't know, like a festival, or like it's called the Soda City Market. It's like every Friday and Saturday, a bunch of little like local venues come, and like it's like a farmer's market, and there's always live music, and you can buy like homemade jewelry and homemade art. If you're good at drawing, maybe find one of those and start selling drawings or caricatures or whatever. Like, market yourself, brand yourself, make yourself cool. And all of this that I'm saying goes along with finding yourself. So if you feel like you're constantly being let down by people on the internet, go out, find yourself, build on your talents, build on your God-given gifts. Do everything you can to make yourself a better version of you, because I promise you are the only version of yourself ever to exist and will ever exist for the rest of time. So are you just going to sit there and let yourself just complacently live? Like, no, that's BS. Like, go out there and do something. I mean it. Like, I don't know, I grew up in Germany, and when I moved to America, everyone thought it was really weird that I spoke another language, and I was like, yeah, I guess it kind of is, blah, blah. And now that I'm older, I realize that literally nobody speaks another language, so I think I'm, like, super freaking cool for speaking German, because who else can do that? So yeah, just find your talents, build on them, and this also, this kind of strayed away from, like, Bumble and Tinder, but it goes to show, like, if you want to stop being let down by people on the internet, if you want to stop getting your heart broken, go out there, build on yourself, find yourself, and whenever you feel like you have a sense of peace and a sense of self, come back on these apps with no expectations, have fun, swipe, meet up with these people if you guys have mutual friends, and if it's in a public place and everything's safe, have a good time. Life is short. You don't want to have memories of you just sitting in bed, eating ice cream, watching some random girl talk about this while she's drinking Dr. Pepper and eating a friggin' salad. Go out there and be great, because I know you can. I literally decided one day that I'm going to make myself the best version of myself. And now I have an interview with the company that is making Mulan in China. Not only that, but Selena Gomez's mom has my resume, because my producer is really good friends with Mandy TV. I think that's how you say it. TV, either TV or TV. I never know how to pronounce it. But he's really good friends with her. He sent her my resume last week, so I'm waiting to hear back from her too. So go out there, make yourself the best version, and I honestly believe you can do whatever you put your mind to. And the thing that I always tell my best friend about going on these apps is you always have the upper hand. If you are a girl, you really need to, the ball is always in your court. Never let the ball be in the guy's court. I'm really adamant about girls not being led on by guys and not being dependent on guys, because I was in that boat for so many years, and I hate it when girls are like, he's not texting me back, or what should I say to this, like, he doesn't seem interested. Like, I'm so like, if he's not interested, let him go, because I promise it's not your loss. It's probably not even his, because he doesn't deserve you. So literally, you always need to have the upper hand. You're the one who's gonna take a while to answer. You're the one who's gonna decide where you want to go. You're the one, you need to literally be the boss, and nobody's gonna tell you no. Nobody's gonna tell you no. And if somebody tries telling you no, like if another guy says, no, I'm sorry, you're too, like, assertive, let him go, because he's scared of you. Boys are scared of real women. So go out there, don't step down from your throne, be the boss bitch that I know you are, and never let anybody give you shit, because I promise one day you are gonna grow up and you're gonna be like, why did I take that? And you're gonna have a lot of baggage for taking that for all those years. So put your foot down, be your own boss. You decide what you do and do not handle, or what you do and do not take from people. You just really need to decide when to be happy, and that time is now. So I'm going to stop recording because I need to finish the salad, because my turkey's cold and I'm very sad. Sorry if I was, like, all over the place. I'm very ADHD. And I'm not even just saying that as a description. I literally have ADHD, so my brain is literally everywhere all the time. So I'm going to upload this. I'm probably not going to edit it because it's going to take too long. Well, actually, I might. I don't know. We'll see. But good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. It's all about your mindset, so make it the best one, and the universe will give good things to you back. So thank you for watching. Nice comments only. If you leave negative energy, it'll come back and bite you in the ass, aka I will report you, block you, so don't even waste your time. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.